Hey everyone, it's Dr. Richardson, and we are coming to an end to Module 2. Congratulations on a job well done. So anyhow, I wanted to reach out to you real quick and let you know that everything has been graded for Module 1 already. You guys did a phenomenal job. You should be proud of yourselves. Just to give you guys a heads up, I'm on what you're seeing right now is what I see as my home page or whatever for Southern New Hampshire. So I'm just going to go pull you guys up here in the American politics course. So you might have a few questions about some of the comments that I made. I kind of wanted to go through that real quick with you, especially when it comes to the discussion boards. Please remember that the discussion boards are just as important as any milestone and paper that you're going to write in this course. If, again, like I said last week in the video, there is no first person, there are no pronouns. And the reason being is that then you put in of what you expect, what you believe, and what you think. I value you as a person, but it's not about what we think and what we believe. It's about what we can prove and what events have taken place in order for certain things to occur. And so if we start putting in what we think and what we believe, then it kind of closes ourselves off to what might be out there for us to learn and gain and take that information and kind of filter it into our way of our everyday lives as citizens, So we try to keep this as much of about research and fact-based as possible, okay? So if you see that, everybody got the same comment, no I, me, or my, no pronouns, no you, no we, that sort of thing. That's why. The discussion board is very simple. It's based off of it's just a little bit of research to do, and it is about putting forth that argument. The initial post, everybody did great on, okay? So you've got that. Make sure you cite it, because otherwise I'm sitting here going, wow, where'd you get this info from? I might want to use it for my paper, but I need to know where you've researched it from. Otherwise, it becomes what you think. Cite your work. People who cite their work, there's nothing to really question at that point. You can use your textbook. If you use your textbook, I want to see another reference. That way we just don't sit there and keep using the textbook over and over and over and over again. You guys had the internet. When I was going through school, we had the library. There was no internet. Now, granted, I'm only 47 years old, but we didn't have full-blown internet like you guys do have. Like you guys have. Even when online was coming onto the scene, we still didn't have online library systems either. Okay, so you guys have your online library, you have the internet, you have so much more out there than just one textbook. So if you want to use your textbook as a reference, you are more than welcome to add another reference on there and cite it, okay? Doesn't take but 2 seconds. I'm not asking for, any donation of anything. What I'm saying is that you guys have the whole internet and you have your library. How awesome is that? Okay, so utilize those resources. You're going to have to anyway for your paper. Learn how to use them now. This course is very much about reading, writing, and research. I've had seniors tell me this is probably the hardest class I ever took. And the reason being is because it's a very factual. Like I said earlier, it's not about what you think and what you believe. It is very, very factual as to what has taken place. So I want to touch base on one thing that I need to on the discussion board. Let me go to discussions real quick. And I want to show you guys something real quick right here. This right here, when I tell you in the response to classmates, it's the engagement element of your grading rubric. I hope that you guys can, let me kind of mark on it. It might be easier. You see this part right here? Oh, yes, I can't draw straight lines, but that's okay. They don't pay me for that. Anyway, you see that part right there? This is what comes up for discussion 2, civil liberties. When you're responding to classmates, you're going to discuss why the framers established a system that puts so many obstacles in the way of the police. You are going to bring this paragraph into your response to classmates, to 2 classmates. That's it, no more. You don't get any extra credit. I'm grading the first 2 anyway, okay? So don't even put your energy into any more. It's not even worth it, okay? Do what you gotta do and get out and put your energy towards your paper, okay? This first part right here, that's your initial post. Initial. Can't write on this board either. That's okay. Your response to classmates, this is it right here. You see this? Respond to 2 classmates. Okay? So anyway, this is what you're going to do. Okay? That's what happens. When you respond to a classmate, it's not, hey, Joe, I agree with everything you just said. Good job, and leave. It's not that at all. What happens is when you do this initial post, you're putting yourself out there. I know we're telling you to do that, but you're putting yourself out there. When one of your classmates comes in response to that post, they're going to bring back their counter argument. So you're actually putting your argument together, and then your classmates are going to put a counter argument. And you can't sit there and go, hey, I agree with you, Joe. You know, I saw the same thing happen when I was growing up. I get it. I know it's a discussion board, but it's also a discussion board about facts. And so if you saw something that was happening in your hometown, for example, and you want to make that as part of your counter argument, outstanding. I'm all for that. But you got to make sure that you put this component in there, wrap it in there, and come back with your counter argument. Your counter argument is based off of facts just as much as that initial post is. When you put that counter argument into place, you got your information from some place, whether it was a newspaper, a periodical, a journal article, you got it from a book, you got it from a government document, like something that is scholarly material, okay? When you do that, then you have brought forth a complete argument or a counter argument in this place. What you want at the end of the day is you want someone to get so involved in what it is that you have to say that they're just dying to come back with a rebuttal, which is a response to your counter argument. Okay? So your initial post is your argument. Someone responds to you, they're providing a counter argument. You want to do a rebuttal, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you're going to do two posts, 2 counter arguments, okay? You're going to respond to 2 classmates. This is what discussion boards are all about. Otherwise, it becomes a social media event, and that's not what we're here for. This is an academic, scholarly, hey, look what I found. If I put it into this, and if I play devil's advocate, and I used to play devil's advocate all the time because I was already strong in my beliefs, but I wanted to see what the other sides would say, and so I would do devil's advocate, just because. Otherwise, it was just boring. So anyway, so that's just something to take into consideration when you're responding to classmates, okay? Other than that, yeah, cite your work. I've given you guys citationmachine.net again. This discussion board, it's not something that you can whip together tonight and just throw it out there, because the way, and I've seen this through experience, the way that you write in your discussion board is the exact same way that I'm going to get your papers. So let's get in the habit, the 21-day habit of doing exceptional discussion boards, so that when we write those papers, it's not a culture shock going, oh my God, what is she doing? Because I am training you along the way. And every one of my students at the end of the semester has told me, I understand why we did the discussion boards the way that we did. So please take this into consideration, especially when it comes to grading, that this is how we're going to do our discussion boards. Now, with this being said, I am going to discuss the topic selection. The topic selection, that's the 2-3 final project milestone 1 underneath this, which I'm not going to scroll down for because I don't want any names to come up or anything. What I'm telling you is this, is that you guys are doing a really great job on this. When you talk about your topic, I am going to sell umbrellas, okay? Remember, there's still no I in any of your writing whatsoever. No I's. There are no pronouns ever in scholarly writing unless you're an English major doing first-person essays or something. When it comes to political science and comes to these type of courses, there are no pronouns. So you're going to present the information to me. If I was to tell you this was an actual paper proposal to be fully graded and worth 300 points, there is no way that you would put I in that. So we're not going to do that now. So you are going to present the information to me. Present it to your classmates. Okay? What is the topic? I want to sell umbrellas need to be sold 7 days a week in case of rain. Then what is the issue? The issue is that it doesn't rain every day, and due to unreliable weather forecasts supplied by XYZ Weather Corp, it has been determined that the sale of umbrellas is not what it should be due to the reports that are given out over social media and over the national news media channels. So now I have this huge topic about selling umbrellas, and now I've got this issue about news reports coming in that are not reliable, therefore nobody buys umbrellas, and it's hurting my business. I know it's about umbrellas. You get the point. Narrow it down. Can I narrow it down some more? Yes. I told you guys last week, make it down to your state. In the state of South Carolina, where I live, the state of South Carolina carries a statute that I cannot sell umbrellas on Sundays. Now I'm getting it narrowed down to my state. There might be a county ordinance. I don't know. But even at that, I'm now down to state law. When it comes to leadership, you want to get so narrow to where now you are naming names and telling about places, and you're really starting to fine-tune what it is that you're doing. If you're talking about some sort of prison reform or whatever, concentrate on one prison. Now, many of you will tell me, well, there's not enough information out there. Yes, there is. It's called secondary research. The greatest papers that have ever been written, the greatest journal articles that have ever been written, and the greatest books that have ever been written are on topics that no one has had the guts to touch. And the reason why is because there's not enough info. Well, guess what? There is. When we hit that point, when you hit that brick wall and you're calling me, then we sit there and say, now it's time to go try this. And you'd be surprised, because then guess what? When you start to branch out, now we start to get into arguments. Amazing. I got to get you to that point. So narrow these topics down. They're still way too broad. Now, I want to tell you this with the utmost of love and consideration. I want to tell you this much. Whatever you see me post in those responses, whatever you see me post in feedback, whether it's for this milestone, any discussion board, what have you, please take it with a grain of salt. I call a duck, and it is a duck, and that's just the way it is. Do not take offense. Grow a thick skin. It's just the way I am. I'm prior military, so a duck is a duck. So I'm just going to sit here and say, this is what you need to do. I don't sugarcoat anything. Sugarcoating leads to ambiguous information, what we call in the legal society as muddy in the waters. So I just straight and narrow, this is what you need to do. Okay, so please don't take offense to anything. It's better just to come out straight than to dance around the bush a little bit. And that's just the way I am. Okay, so with that being said, I'm at the 15-minute mark. Did not mean for it to go this long, but I did want to reach out to you guys and tell you that you're doing a great job on the first week. You guys are working hard on the second week, and I'm not kidding you. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be at midterm. Can you believe it? We're already on our way. So if you have any questions, gripes, or complaints, you know how to reach me. But other than that, you guys are doing really good on the boards. Keep up the great work. And one little sidebar here. If, for example, you're on the Get the Gist questions and the chapter tests and all that kind of stuff, if you're already on there and you got a score that you just don't like and you want to try it again, don't quote me, but look out and see. I know you used to be able to do the Get the Gist questions. I think it was up to 3 times. And I think you get 1 retake on the test. Okay? Don't blow the first one, but you know what I mean. Definitely look to see. I think you get to take it again. And I think the Get the Gist questions, I think, are still 3 times. They used to be 3 times. So, you know, believe me, when you get to the end of this course, you're going to be scrambling for every point you can get. So just knock it out of the water now. Stay on top of everything. Do not get behind. Very, very important not to get behind and in this class, because you're going to bottleneck at modules 4 and 5. This is where I'm going to become your mama in this class. I'm going to be on you guys because you guys are going to bottleneck, and because you've got back-to-back. You've got the milestone in module 4, and you've got the, I think it's milestone 2, and you've got in module 4 and milestone 3, which is your rough draft, in module 5. And that's where you guys are going to bottleneck. That's going to be a collision of the minds right there. So I'm going to be on you guys to get this work done. Okay? Because once you're late on one thing, it snowballs quickly. Don't be that person. Okay? But other than that, you guys take care. I will see you on the boards. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.